Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Thank you for that meditation. And thank you for that introduction. I think. I'm looking at the date 9/9/18. 9/9/81 when we finally got our IRS exemption that day.
Wow.
Nines are very appropriate in my life because I was born on the 9th of May. I want to talk to you today about metaphysics. And one thing good about metaphysics is that you can start anywhere and then go beyond. And I listen to people who've been in metaphysics for years, and I see people that they're doing meditations and everything like this, and they always bring things from the outside in. A basic principle is that all is within. The all-knowing is within. And so if the all-knowing is within, how do we do it from without? What I found out what it does, it takes these non-links in our brain, and they call them habits. And we try to move away from the things that we've been taught in religion and orthodoxy, but we reinforce that with the words that we say. Some of the words that I hear also is free will. It's a wonderful energy, isn't it? Will is a faculty of mind that is action. And so when you put free will into action, the rules of this universe now are activated. Do we know the rules of the universe when we take an action? I found a very simple way to understand that is that planting a garden, when I put seeds in the garden, that's what comes up, that seed. And that's the free will. Your action is the seed. And you may have other ideas of what that action was. Well, I did free will, now I'm free. You're free to take on the responsibility of that action. We know that we're going through a very big change in this world, don't we? And some of the people who are in charge, they need to be different, have a different consciousness in that. And that takes effort to have that different consciousness to manifest in there. I take a look at when I came here in 1970, what kind of consciousness did I have? And first of all, I wouldn't have nothing to do with any of you here when I come here in 1970. But then I figured out that I didn't want to have anything to do with myself. And that was a step in that direction. There was a peace that I found here that I hadn't ever experienced before. And it just baffled me that those people, the way those people were at peace. I had a very exciting life up to then, and it took about 3 years to adjust to some of those exciting things. And then when I got into my development class, the ideas that would come forth, and one of the most startling things that when I was in my development class and I started communicating with Dr. Beck, he says, it's important for you to go to school. I said, well, I just went to school. I've been out of school for 10 years. He said, it's important for you to go to school. And so I went to school. And I told you that story before and everything. So, and what happened in school is that I had one idea to go with, and it didn't work out. So it put me in a different idea, and those different actions that I did helped me to put a program together here from that school. And I didn't think it was a big thing, so I just started doing things and putting them together. And I usually don't listen to people when they say I can't do something. I just keep on doing it, And this one of the things I want to get across to you today is that if you have an idea that is going to be healthy and happy for you, first of all, you don't have to tell anybody about it. If you do, know that they're not going to accept it. That they're going to say, well, why do I want to do a thing like that? You don't want to do a thing like that. And so you go ahead and do that and everything. The energy that you have within you to make a change in your life is that's one of the rules of metaphysics. Change is constant. And you can't do anything about that. You're going to be changing. And if you do keep on doing the same thing, saying the same words and doing the same thoughts and everything like this, you're still changing. Because you're getting better at what you are, and that's a change. And that's called a habit. And we are creatures of habit. When I first heard that, I said, I don't like that, because I was taught that habits are bad. But then when I found out that happiness was a habit, I changed my mind. So health is a habit. So that means that ill health is a habit. And so if I have ill health, then I have created that through my thoughts, words, and actions. And I am responsible for that. The effects that we have, another rule, cause and effect. Cause is the effect is the cause. That means that every feeling that I have, every hurt that I have, I caused. And that's a big hurdle to get over. A real big hurdle to get over. And once you realize that, then you're more freer to be happy and healthy and have sustenance in your life. There was a time in my life, where I didn't have any income at all coming in. And I was right here doing this, right here. And I said, what in the world am I doing here? And Dr. Beck says, you come here to evolve, and you get to know yourself. You just keep on teaching the laws that you know, and you'll get through this. I didn't quite agree with that at that time, but I did. And I kept on doing that, And time in and time again, there were times here on a Sunday we had 4 people coming consistently. 4 people. But I had another experience where I was in another place where I had nobody coming to the service. So I felt 4 was a great advancement from nothing. And so when the amount of people that come to the service, when it's more than 4, I'm happier. and I know that things are going to be changing. And what I really want to I want you to realize what you're saying each day. Realize the reason that you have a difficult time changing is not because other people are doing that, it's because you are doing the same thing. Now you find out what is different that is along to your happiness, health, and substance. And no one's got that for you. You can't go to anywhere to do it. You can't go to the internet. You can't go to a library. You can't go to a person, a psychic. You can't go to a person you think a lot of. They don't have it. You have it. You have it. And I ask you to do that to allow this change to take place that's in this universe. Because when you make a change, you evolve and you attract that which you are. And if enough of us do this, then there are some people who are in charge right now won't be in charge. And they will be happy, healthy, and substance. The ones who are in charge right now have substance. They don't have happiness or health. So that's the foundation that we have is happiness, health, and substance. And it's all coordinated with each other. So be aware of the words that you say, especially You know, how do you address God? How do you address God? And write it down, how you address it. And if it's something that you've been taught, then I would change that. Because you're the best teacher that you are. Remember a couple of weeks ago I said, all there is, you are is. And I don't care what you English people say. You are is. And you are that you is. So know that you have the ability to be who you are. Finding out, knowing thyself is one thing, and then living thyself is the benefit. Do that. Usher.